What's up? How's it going, guys? I feel like the Twomad thing is the most talked about thing on Twitter right now, but nothing's really happened yet. Like, I feel like there's nothing you can really say. Despite that, I'm going to talk out of my ass about it and just talk about it. Without further ado, let's talk about the Twomad allegations, okay? Now, for just a little bit of a disclosure about my own biases with the Twomad situation. I personally like Twomad. I wouldn't say I'm friends with him, but, you know, I've talked to him a few times. I thought he was a cool dude. I personally messaged him when this stuff went down. I messaged him today. I said, did you do it, Twomad? They're saying you're evil. He was just like, I did a lot of bad, but she's using some words wrong, partly because she was traumatized as a kid. And that's all he really left it at. So, yeah, I don't really know what the truth behind the allegations is. He seems to be having kind of a meltdown on Twitter right now. Meanwhile, he's being accused by this girl of sexual assault, basically. So we're going to get into that right now. I'm going to put myself in the corner here. We can get into the allegations. I'm a little sick of Twitter allegations, to be honest with you. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that type of content, which is why on the main channel, we're moving away from that. If you notice, we haven't done a degenerates video in a while. It's like, I don't know, it gets old. You know what I mean? And I hate to say that to like dismiss allegations that are serious to a lot of people and like a serious story, but you know, from an entertainment perspective, which what I do is entertainment, it's getting old for me personally, which is why the last, you know, quite a few videos have not been about Twitter, Me Too's or whatever. But obviously now and then I cover it. I mean, I covered the Colleen Ballinger thing very recently, and I think this kind of falls into that same territory. So we're gonna get into it. All right, you guys probably know who Twomad is. Everyone in chat, I assume, has an idea of who he is. He was a gaming YouTuber. He kind of blew up around the same time that people like Call Me Carson blew up, and he was absolutely killing it on YouTube. I mean, this is one channel. This is Twomad. It's at 3mad, and here he has 2.27 million subscribers. Then he's got this channel, Twomad 360, which has 2.39 million subscribers, and he's got this channel, Twomad Gang, which has 300,000 subscribers. So I mean, combined, this dude has like 5 million subs. I mean, huge. And you know, I thought out of his whole kind of wave that he came up with, I thought it was one of the funnier people. You know what I mean? I thought he was one of the more talented out of the group of people he kind of came up with, because I never found Carson that funny. I honestly never found Jay Schlatt that funny, but Twomad was just like so retarded and off the walls. I kind of saw him as like the next Filthy Frank. You know what I mean? I saw him as the next Filthy Frank, and I genuinely believe in terms of talent for making videos, he is on that level. Ethan Von Bargen for 2 says, Tommy, give me butterflies. I tend to have that effect on people. But I thought he was really, really funny. And I thought he was like a generational talent. Carson is like Reddit kind of, but Twomad to me always had a lot of potential to be something super, super good. What is his most popular video on this channel? How I made a Goodnight Girl.
Have you seen Goodnight Girl? Of course you f***ing have, because everyone's seen that f***ing meme.
Oh, hey. I'm just about to go to bed. I know we couldn't Skype tonight, but that's alright. Good night, girl. I'll see you tomorrow.
Let me explain to you how it feels to be a fucking meme. It feels to walk into any room at any place and be like, yeah, I'm sure someone in this entire building has seen my titties on the internet. When I made that meme, I was actually about to go to bed. I was so tired. I've been gaming all day. I was like, I want to go to bed. So I get up, I walk to bed, you know, wearing shorts and a shirt, and I'm like, wait, out of nowhere, in my mind, I'm like, yo, wouldn't it be funny if I just turned on my camera, and I just, like, went in front of it, and I was like, eh.
So you can see this is him describing kind of the experience of creating the most popular meme that he's known for. And that meme blew up on Instagram, it blew up on Twitter, it was fucking everywhere, you know, the Goodnight Girl. I mean, to this day, you look up Goodnight Girl, there's a ton of autofills. There's a bunch of re-uploads of it everywhere. You can see the thumbnail here, My Life's Biggest Brum Moments #1. So Twomad was, you know, extremely relevant, extremely big. You know, super famous guy. For a while, I think he was doing some stuff. He was like living in Australia or something, doing collabs with like Anything for Views and Max Mofo. And, you know, in the past few months, he hasn't really been posting. I don't think he's talked publicly about why that is. So, you know, maybe he'll reveal that someday. But he hasn't been posting on YouTube at all. He hasn't really been posting on anything apart from Twitter. He did, however, get in a little bit of a controversy that I talked about, where it was pretty non-serious. He was just like taking credit for Twitter artists for their like work, and then they like spurred at him and said he needed to be like canceled and got really mad. So I made a video where I was just like, this guy's funny, it's whatever, who cares.
Twitter drama, we love it. Okay, we love wasting our lives by arguing for hours and hours, reply after reply, quote tweet after ratio, because it makes our lives better. Wait, it doesn't? It's a waste of your time to tweet? Oh, my bad.
But now you got it.
Pretty simple, you know, classic Tom Dark video. Just like average upload for me. Just, you know, being a dickhead, defending him being a shithead. But now there's more. Now there's more going on. There's some allegations against him. He's been having kind of a meltdown on Twitter. I think a lot of people are using his meltdown as a way to be like, oh, he's guilty. I disagree with that. I think that's silly. I have yet to see any evidence of what actually happened. But we're gonna get into what was actually said. So here we have a video from Keemstar called Twomad Expose, full story. Then we have this from the Drama Alert Twitter account. It says, a victim of Twomad has come forward revealing that he trapped and essayed her. Following the incident, he sent her an apology video and proceeded to stalk and spam her for 7 months. And one of the occasions, he even sent her a contract where he wouldn't make sexual advances. So we're going to start with Keemstar's video to see what he had to say. And we're going to kind of reverse engineer it from back in that, okay? Willie Mac over 10 says, Beast from the East, keep crushing it, legend. Thank you, Willie Mac. I appreciate that, bro. Everyone, Willie Mac is one of the greatest commentary channels of all time, okay? I hope you guys are aware of his coverage of the Red Pill community lately. It's been fire! Straight fire. We're going to watch this video from Keemstar. We're going to see what he had to say. I think this is like a Snapchat exclusive or something, but he like posted it here now. I don't really know.
Let's get right into the news.
He said the thing. Yo, we're back.
Now, we only have one story for you today because this is so insane. We're talking about the YouTuber Twomad. Twomad is a YouTuber with 2.2 million subscribers. He's like this edgy comedian-style YouTuber known for making memes and always doing satire. Well,
he's doing satire, guys. He's doing satire. He's doing edgy comedy. It's just for satirical purposes. It's just parody and satire. That's the worst thing to come from 2016 YouTube. The destruction of the meaning of the words satire and like parody.
now we're starting to find out some of this isn't satire. But before we get into that, you might know him a couple months ago. He went viral for doing a collab with Bella.
How did I forget this? Also, how does Keemstar not know her name is Belle, not Bella? I forgot he did this, where he dressed up like a monkey or whatever. Donkey Kong? I wonder how she feels about this now.
Fiend. Now, this all started yesterday on Twitter when a fan called him out for spam tweeting saying, you post like 1 million times on Twitter, bruh, please log off and take some sort of break. You look like a no-life right now. He responded, I have a girl.
Okay, so it all starts with him tweeting out this picture. For those who don't know, I believe this is a British trans girl who was killed in the UK, and he tweeted out this picture.
Friend, bro, look. Now, apparently he was trying to make some sick joke because the girl in the photo is a 16-year-old trans girl who was killed after being called out.
I want to be honest. I feel like he might have known. I don't know this. I like Twomad, but I feel like he might have known that that's who that was and was trying to get a reaction. Because first of all, it's like she's 16, so people are like, "Oh, you're creepy," and second of all, they're a trans person who was killed, so obviously people are gonna be mad at that. And Twomad has a history of trying to piss people off on Twitter. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he just looked up like hot girl. But I imagine if you look up hot girl, the murder victim is not the first person to come up, right? I would guess that's not the first person to come up. I don't really care about that. Like it's just like Twitter shit. But he went on to say that he didn't know, and then there were people like, oh, he knew, he didn't know, blah blah blah. There was a whole discourse over this. This fucking stupid tweet is what started it all.
Out, he said this. I didn't know she died.
I didn't know she died. I just thought she was hot. How the fuck I'm gonna get canceled for? See photo of girl I think sexy because leisurely scrolling on couch Twitter. Save because sexy. No idea of the death context. Someone calls me no life, so I respond with, here's my girlfriend. I found out she died. Get canceled even though I didn't know. I feel like he might have known. I feel like he might be capping a little bit. I was like, why the fuck are y'all mad at my girlfriend? You guys are incel level 9,000. Something bizarre is happening, and then boom, she died. What the blank? I have sympathy for trans community IRL. He types like such a schizo. He types like leafy talks in real life.
I just thought she was hot, and then made these other tweets trying to explain himself. Regardless, he's like 20 something. The girl's 16 and she's died. Like he clearly was trying to make an edgy joke, and his fans weren't having it. Immediately he started getting a huge backlash, and the more and more hate he got, the more he started having a mental breakdown, spamming on his Twitter saying various wild stuff. But then
Okay, so the breakdown, in fairness, this is the way he's been tweeting for a while. Maybe this is just the first time Keemstar has noticed, but Twomad's been tweeting like this consistently, just like spam tweeting, being annoying. He was spam tweeting this one picture. It's like Dr. Han from the show The Good Doctor. If I go to his account and go to media, I bet I can find it. Yeah, this fucking picture, bro. He's been tweeting this fucking image all day. To every tweet, he replies with this shit. He also replies with this one a lot. I mean, you can see he's been very active. He's been very active on Twitter. Ghetto Smosh like ratioed him at some point, so they're beating his ass in the quote retweets or whatever. Then you have people messaging him like this person. I think I'm mutuals with this person. I don't really know what they do though. They said, "We'd like to sponsor you. We can pay up to 10K first advertisement. I hope I tricked you into clicking this DM. You lowlife. How does it feel falling off? How does it feel having your only supporters be edgy kids who also one day grow up and leave you with nothing? How does it feel knowing this is it for you? That all those years and all that work were for nothing." Why is this DM so cruel? How does it feel knowing popular streamers and YouTubers who you once associated with you will now want absolutely nothing to do with you ever again? You had your chance and you blew it all within a matter of years. I hope when reality sets in, you cry and cry knowing it will never be easy or the same for you ever again. Why this DM? Does this person have a personal investment in the Twomad story? Like, do they believe the assault allegations and that's why they sent this? Because this is just so, I feel like it's needlessly cruel. Like, your career died and you need it. You know what I mean? I think they replied. They replied with a monkey. Yo, that person seems pretty cool and interesting. The Twitter tards. Okay, listen. I know you're my mutual, and I would never want to disrespect my mutual, but you know the Sigma female. I have to say the Twitter tards are here. The Twitter ratios are here, and that's how you know that something horrible is going down with Twomad. But you go to his Twitter and it's just like, think I'm gonna become a firefighter? Do they take minors since I've trained in mining? Anyone else dying inside? Delete this guy. Anyone using fast and loose tweets against one of the most creative YouTube editors? Thank you, Malcolm. UF will do anything to get my ass to avatar and replies. Oh, yeah, so there's this DM. People are baiting him now. This girl named Aura says, "Can I be your GF, please?" He says, "Yeah." They say she's 16, bruh. And then they show her account and says she's 16 and British. I feel like he didn't know. In this case, like, it's easy to not know. And also, she was literally asking. We'll keep watching this.
Girl he knew came out and said, "Hey, look, guys, he was clearly trying to make a joke. Don't let him say he didn't know this girl died and stuff." She says, "Twomad is psychotic."
All right, so this girl, Glocks Goldie, has been tweeting about him. Twomad is psychotic. What he said about the trans girl is genuinely how he is IRL. He's way worse. IRL, most psychopathic person I've ever known. If you're reading this, Medea, I think that's his name. I don't know how to say that. Mud. If you're reading this isn't an excuse to try talking to me again. I'm completely serious about involving the police. This got 600 likes.
What he said about that trans girl is generally how he is in real life. He's way worse in real life. Most psychopathic person I have ever known. If you're reading this, saying his full name, this isn't an excuse to try to talk to me again. I'm completely serious about involving the police. Whoa. So what is this story with this girl and going to the police and what? She makes another post.
Just saying, but Twomad will never change. This was talking about Bianca Devins. She says, "I want to change topics." He says, "Okay, let's talk about how that shit is like happening daily, dog. I got some epic shooting videos I can show you." She says, "No, I'm going to step out for a sec." He says, "I'm demonic. I would watch gore in Discord VC with Patreon subs. Best moments. We got to bond over gore. Enter my infotainment system, babe." I feel like that's not that... I feel like it's not that surprising for Twomad. Was that shocking that he likes to watch gore stuff? Like, it's retarded, but I don't know. I wouldn't do that with Patreon subs, but like when I was younger and I was watching like YouTube stuff, just getting acquainted with the internet, I watched gore videos with my friends. We ran the gauntlet and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It is pretty cringe to do that with Patreon subs, but I guess, you know, to each their own or something.
Just saying, but Twomad will never change. This was him talking about Bianca Devins. Now, this was a girl that was...
My neighbor was stabbed like that, not gonna lie. Yeah, dumb could do it because he had a knife, couldn't.
Was tragically murdered. And
I can't tell where they're talking about Bianca, really. At this point, I don't care about censoring his name or hiding what he did. He stalked me for 7 months after I blocked him for his behavior.
Care about censoring his name or hiding what he did. He stalked me for 7 months after I blocked him for his poopy behavior. Then...
Poopy? Why did he say poopy? He could have just said behavior. Instead of Keemstar said poopy. Yo. Okay.
Followed up with this, and this is unbelievable. She tweets that Twomad like spammed her because she blocked him.
Spam from Twomad after I blocked him for SAing me. So now she's accusing him of sexual assault. That's what she's saying is the deal. He made 6 burner numbers after this to spam me on, as well as Instagram accounts and a Twitter account. If you want proof, I have all of it. Just ask. You can see him send text actively at the end of the clip.
He made like 6
He's
burner
spamming her with that emoji, with like the Easter Island emoji. That's insane.
numbers to also spam on Instagram accounts and Twitter accounts. If you want proof, check out this video. This is absolutely insane. These are screenshots of Twomad just spam.
White Paper Cat pretends says, yeah, I would not do that on Patreon. True.
And it goes on forever.
Miss the Rage, Donda. I miss the Rage.
Like, this is
Donda. What's the audio clip, I wonder? What is this, bro? He just kept going.
of this nonstop.
My man, I need tutorial on how all the cute rich boys want to on me, and I don't know how to answer. I need tutorial on what the how many times do I blink light to race? 2 audio clips. How many time blink is it what the heck, 4
There's like
loco?
crazy recordings.
Is this what he
with
does
him
all
just
day?
like saying weird
What is
stuff.
that? Donda? What's he talking about?
Here we go. Putangina my.
Okay, I haven't seen the assault stuff. I guess we'll get into that account more, but as far as what we've seen so far, the spam I feel like is not that. I just don't care about the spam, you know? Like, it's weird and stupid. I guess it's creepy, but it's like, it's just random spam messages, you know what I mean?
And then this same girl came out saying that he was making like these advances that
And this is the part that actually matters. The
was stalking and harassing her. Now, Twomad's response was all over the place. First, he tweeted out,
never assaulted nobody in my life, but not gonna stop crazy from lying on YouTuber guy.
I never assaulted nobody in
He changed his profile picture to Carson because Carson was like falsely accused or whatever.
my life, but not gonna stop crazy B from lying on YouTuber guy. Somebody asked him,
Are you guilty of SA or innocent? He said innocent. This guy said you seem pretty guilty to me. He said no. Did you literally admit it on video? Just get some help. He said it was coerced.
he was guilty
confession.
or innocent as far as SA. He said innocent. Just get some help. Twomad responds that it was a coerced confession. Oh, that's right. He sent an apology video to the girl. Listen to this. Roll it.
So this is like a video of him driving and apologizing to her. He's claiming now that this video is basically something he sent to her so she would unblock him, and it wasn't like a sincere apology. He didn't actually feel that way. I'll leave it up to you guys to make out what you think about this confession. In the video, he doesn't outright admit to like rape. He admits to, he's like, I made sexual advances that you didn't like, which, you know, he doesn't go into specifics in the video, so it's hard to tell what that would even entail, you know what I mean?
Apology. All right. So I can't take the damage away that I've done, but I'll try my best. Okay. I at least want to take responsibility for what the I did. Like the way I treated you and like viewed you. This is not like okay. Like I pushed past your boundaries just for like my own self-serving reasons.
Said he pushed past her boundaries for his own self-serving reasons. So I think a lot of people are taking that as like, oh, he assaulted her. That's him admitting, right? But the question is like, what boundaries is he talking about? Like, there's a difference between like, let's say he starts kissing her and she's like, oh, actually I'm not into this, and he decides to stop, and that's the boundary he overstepped, versus like pinning her down. You know what I mean?
Made like advances you weren't comfortable with. You know what I mean? And I truly do like regret all of that like so much. I never wanted you to like fear for your safety or anything.
So I said he's 27, not a child. I don't think he's 20. I think he's like a year or two older than me. I think he's like 22.
But like I understand it's like how you felt.
So it says Twomad's the next Mizkif. Well, Mizkif was accused of covering up a sexual assault from his friend. Twomad is accused of being the assaulter, right? So that's different.
Like sorry. As best I can say it, you know?
So after that video came out of him admitting this, all right, he changed his tune. He tweeted,
Mizkif trolled his apology and was recently in deep for abusing Emiru. He did not abuse Emiru. From what I've seen, he did not abuse Emiru. He got mad at her for playing to simps, which is not abuse. He was not abusive. Abuse is like a specific thing in relationships. It can be somewhat muddy, like a little bit, but with what I saw of Mizkif and Emiru, it was pretty cut and dry. I don't think he's abusing her. He was basically like, you're clearly playing into like the weird, just chatting community who loves to see that. You know what I mean?
This looks really bad, but the truth is I'm not that person anymore. It feels like forever ago. I tried reaching out to apologize already, but no response, so I moved on with my life. So that's the end of the story right now, but is it because he's still spamming nonstop on Twitter? Like, he hasn't went to sleep in the last 24 hours, and you can clearly tell that by his Twitter, to the point where people are saying, like, you need to get off Twitter.
Yeah, a lot of people are spamming him saying, you know, you need to get the off Twitter or whatever. He tweeted this tweet explaining like what his explanation was behind it being coerced or whatever. Did he delete it? I just have to scroll through all this shit. There's so many fucking tweets. Yeah, now he's tweeting like pictures of Jeffrey Epstein. He says, I will defeat this woman. She got no clue the disaster. I don't really know how to convince y'all that I'm not having a schizophrenic meltdown. I'm just plotting on to bitch and napping and drinking orange juice. The fuck? I did not have relations with that minor with a diamond block and an emoji. Yeah, I don't know. I understand worrying about the Twitter spam, but I think a lot of people just want to know for sure what happened. I can fulfill this, and I'm getting overwhelmed by the amount of Ricky rumors that I'm not sure I'll ever fully redeem. This guy says, man, just apologize and take responsibility instead of making excuses. This guy named the Adam of Apple says, why should someone apologize for something I didn't do? This person named Cocoa Chalky Milk says, this is definitely the way someone who didn't do it talks and views the situation, justifying how we should have less heat because it's common and others have done worse. And here's an out of context clip. I don't know if there's more explanation here or something like that, but this is a clip, I guess, on stream of him apparently talking about it.
Ridiculous shit. Whatever. I don't like cancel culture anyways. So many fucking dudes that you guys trust on a day-to-day basis have done that same, if not worse. It's common. Common. All the time. It happens. Because it's just like biological, like, the fuck am I, like the most sweet boy ever, like my parents? I'm not no fortunate son.
Playing Overwatch while listening to Green Day and talking about this. The question though is, what is he talking about? Is he talking about rape, or is he talking about like an uncomfortable miscommunication in a situation? You know what I mean? Because there's like 3 scenarios that are like sexual assault and stuff like that, super complicated. I'm not the most knowledgeable on the subject. There's like 3 scenarios there could be. You know, miscaf, low-end sexual assault is a meme, but you could say like, okay, what happened is a guy and a girl are at a party. Maybe the girl hits on the guy, maybe the guy hits on the girl, and one of them goes too far with advances, and there's some miscommunication. Next level is one person communicates, I'm not cool with those advances. The person keeps going, has to be stopped, right? Third example is like, which is like the worst, you know what I mean? That's like worst case scenario. But I don't know what's going on here. I have no knowledge of exactly what happened here. And as far as the girl right now, she was talking a bit, and then she basically decided to be quiet and say, I'm not going to talk about it. Hold on, what's her at? Glocks Goldie. Now she's like, I'm not going to talk about it pending legal action. And you guys probably know Jameski. This is the girl. Jameski decided to say that he would fund her legal case against him. I don't know if that's going to be a criminal case or a civil case. I don't know how that's going to work. Here we see a video of her just showing him, you know, all his insane messages and whatever. You can see he's got like 6 burners. He has like an app where you get like a burner account or whatever. So he was doing that for a bit. Here we have this person named Rabid Hag who says he harassed me for months on end 2. Heart emoji. He says Bushwinga, kiss me IRL. Would you blowjob for money? Stop acting like an incel. The fuck I do. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Kill Yosef. Go. Okay, so now you tell me to kill myself after I call you on your after borderline harassment for weeks. I'm the bitch. You're having a conversation with yourself, man. Bro, fuck them hoes. Well, what the fuck? Then what's the rationale? Why reject? This is the funniest message. This one's like, this one's like really funny. Why not just indulge in more types of people, even if they're conventionally weird or unattractive? I have plenty of redeeming traits. You don't buy it. Fine, you can just be like, bye, but what the yeah, you know what? If I was normal, I might just look at prostitute offer and exit too. Understandable. He's like, listen, I know I'm not conventionally attractive, but just try outside your comfort zone, you know? Just give me a shot. Just give me a shot. Okay, maybe it's better to exit, lol, make it make sense. I'm not trying to date. Now what? Take some risk into your life. Your options for men with as much money as me are near zero. Bitch, you know I'm too mad I'm breaded up, okay? I'm that Rizzler. Resilience will be built if you interact with me, so will your insight on what I've gained in my life, which you don't have to have will to. This isn't bizarre. You're just not mentally ill. This is average schizo. I mean, there's just a ton of messages like this where he's like just messaging girls, just spamming them. It's not like sexual assault or harassment, I would say. It's more just like him being really cringe, I guess. Which I guess is up to you on how much you care about that, right? So far, nothing I've seen. Is she a minor? I don't think so. She's never said that anyway. So far, nothing I've seen in writing has convinced me that he is guilty of assault. He's guilty, undoubtedly, of spamming this girl, of being very cringy. He admits to potentially making some unwanted advances, but I don't know to what extent he's admitting to, you know what I mean? And that's the real situation. I think a lot of people are jumping on this and saying, this happened, this happened. At the end of the day, you and I weren't there. We haven't even seen a conversation of them explicitly talking about it where they say, like, what specifically happened. To the VOD, stop calling me your girlfriend. We never agreed on ever being in a relationship. I'm not insecure about my face. I look fine. You're literally balding. Worry about yourself. I never let you pay for anything for me. Continued. Actually, you spent $4 on chicken nuggets from McDonald's and I offered to pay you back, but nice try. Peep the third picture, his response. I didn't want you to buy me things because I knew you'd use it as leverage. Stop lying, dude. I literally shower you with maid outfit money and moan. Do I love you? Maybe a little. Do I want head from you after cuddles and catharsis? Do I think you have huge problems I may have contributed to? Yes, you need therapy, and I know rank 1 therapist. Her name is Marissa. She's awesome. Also, I'm a good listener, so I'm free. It depends on what. So how much would make it feel, would it make you feel better? I mean, I don't know. I can't pinpoint a price that will make me feel better. I just want it to be heartfelt. Boy, you already got my heartfelt. Man, if you had any idea how high I hold you, I've shifted planets for you in my brain, bruh. Have a hotspot on this issue and you suck at hiding it, so I just can't help but notice. I'd also like to shove my money into faces, so I don't like talking about it because I don't want to look like I'm trying to get something out of you. How about you get my sperm out of me? Yo. I mean, how about you get my sperm out of me? Okay, I met him October 2022. He lived nearby, so I saw him a few times. He liked me and was delusional. What does she mean saw him a few times, though? My understanding is that they were fucking or something. Here's her showing his Discord. Spam from Twomad after I blocked him for essaying me. Okay, we already saw that. You know you're a creep when you try to contact your victim's friends. He triggered my bot question I have set up for some reason. What do you draw with? iPad Pro, Metabank Paint, Procreate. Isn't Bella super cute when she dresses up? Damn. Publicly, I can't tell if she even said specifically what happened. She just said that he essayed her, but we haven't seen any specific. So she was just tweeting normally as of June 24th. Then the same day, she decides to start tweeting about this when the Twomad stuff blows up. Not to mention he's a piece of shit who stalked my friend for 7 months. He saw it to her, then was enough of a moron to admit to it on video. One of his many apologies to her. Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, the question is, you know, did he genuinely assault her in some kind of irredeemable way and then admit it, or what is he telling truth about this being like a coerced apology so she would unblock him? This guy Dubis McGoobis tweeted saying, Twomad then responded to every person mad at him with the same 1-month-old Dr. Han meme. I actually thought this was funny. I actually thought responding with this, I thought it was really funny. Maybe I'm retarded for finding this as funny. I do have a really stupid sense of humor, but when I saw him just responding with the same picture to everyone who was trying to get like a serious response, he was just replying with this. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really, really funny. So let me just scroll through her replies, see if she said anything. At Glocks Gold, are you willing to continue Osu posting after that guy hopefully gets EDP'd and banned from any public space, or is it too tired to continue with anything? People are saying he's going to get EDP'd and banned from any public space. That's what they think. That's what they think needs to happen. NMTV says, Wagner Group accompanied by Bo Blacks has launched an armed uprising in my bottom. Send help, control your friend, do better. Listen, Bo Blacks' extra military exploits are, you know, I have no knowledge of that, but I do fully support him invading Crimea. Osu player Goldibo reveals that YouTuber Twomad sexually assaulted her and continued to stalk her when she got ties. This is the thing. They say reveals. I wish more people would say alleges because we don't know what happened. They say reveals as if they're revealing a fact. I'm not accusing her of lying. I wish there was more. The evidence makes too much sense. Right before I forget, I wasn't joking. If you try to contact me ever again, I'm going to file the police report, so don't try. Worst part is I know for a fact he's still doing this stuff to other people. You, man, I hope you regret it. What evidence? All I see is a shit complaining. I mean, that's kind of the point that I'm at right now, whoever this guy is. Oh, also, I have a video right after the assault of us talking, so you can let me know if she sounds like she's just been assaulted. Lol. I forgot I had it. She forgot to corroborate her experience. Now, people are claiming that this tweet is basically evidence because he said right after the assault, but I would argue that he easily could be just like talking off the cuff, and he's saying after the supposed assault. Because why would he just admit in public? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we are with the Twomad situation as of right now. There are a few updates. For you guys who don't know, Aiden Projects, commentary community member, infamous young child, scammed by Chubbs, 800K on YouTube. If you check his account, he's tweeted a bit about this situation. The girl who is accused Twomad of SA is unable to elaborate right now as legal action is pending. If this is truly the case, Twomad will have his day to defend himself in court. We unfortunately just have to wait right now before concluding anything, but it's not looking good on his end. Here he says, I question James Key's motives in funding the girl because Twomad made fun of him a while ago, so it seems to be done out of spite. Either way, I'm going to stay neutral until definitive evidence is released from either side. Yeah, Twomad and James Key had some beef back in the day over, I think James Key pretended to be Russian or something, or he pretended to be Norwegian. I can't even remember. And then Twomad made a video about it. There was something where like one of them didn't show up to bowling. It was like one of the most dramas of all time, but because, you know, Twomad was popping at the time on YouTube, a lot of people talked about it. Here she says, lol, yeah, lol, why wouldn't I? I hid about it forever because he's terrifying and I was still freshly traumatized. Plus, because of people like you coming after me, it's exhausting, but now everyone agrees we hate the guy, and he finally left me alone, so it's a better time to. Evan Do Things said, look, I'm not calling you a liar, you're just gonna need to produce legal shit at that point. Goldie Bell says, I'm broke, I can't do much legal stuff, I'm just saying what happened. The thing is, as far as being broke, I know it's been a while since the assault, but if she had reported it right away, then, I mean, the state is supposed to prosecute stuff if they have, you know, a preponderance of evidence. If they believe that beyond a reasonable doubt they can prove that he's guilty of sexual assault, the government will take him to court if it's a criminal charge. You don't even need to take him to court yourself. But James Key said, F it, I'll pay for it. I'm curious if he's tweeted about this at all. Let's see here. Doesn't look like he's really said much about it. Oh, looks like he's talking about it. He's talking about the drama here. Twomad made a video years ago on James Key for being a person, and James Key's done a full 180. Meanwhile, Twomad has also done a whole 180, but not for the better. He's the problem now. James Key says, full 180 from what? Defending myself when I was left with no choice. I debunked every single claim towards me with evidence and timestamps and allies from many people who were there. Guy's objective was to hurt me because of things I knew he's done. Jesus Christ. So I guess James Key's saying that Twomad slandered him. He owned him in the marketplace of ideas, but he had to own him back. People are saying Twomad was always the bad guy. I mean, it sounds to say, but I always thought Twomad was the funniest out of any of these dudes. So on a personal level, as far as the content, it's disappointing to see that this is happening. But obviously, if the story is true, if the situation is real, hopefully the victim gets justice. If it's not, then I hope he's able to disprove it, to bring evidence to light that would prove his innocence. I hope he can come out on top. But you know, that's really all I can really say at this point. Like, a lot of people are making definitive statements saying, oh, it's not looking good for Twomad. Oh, it's not looking good for her. I feel like I just don't know enough about the situation to really know what the deal is, you know, to know what happened. And even if we do get more of an explanation, it's still like between two people. We weren't there. The only two people who really know what happened in person are them. And so it's kind of like who you want to believe. Maybe we'll get some more DMs of one of them talking about it. That's a possibility, but for now, the Twomad stuff is kind of up in the air, you know? Did we learn nothing from Quite? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I just want to see more evidence before I make any kind of judgment. That's what I said during the Quite stuff when people were asking me to cover it. And I was like, you know what? I think it's, you know, I don't want to accuse the victim of lying, but I'm not that convinced. Now here we are months later and, you know, Quite's back on top or whatever. So stop fence sitting. Shut the fuck up, Frokie. You're retarded. You know, I'll stop fence sitting on the little Frokie issue. Frokie is retarded. Anyone with the name Frokie is a fucking moron with no brain, with no intelligence, with no IQ, who deserves to be put in a labor camp in China, okay? That's the end of my fence sitting. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. Why do these allegations always come out during an argument or during a cancellation? I mean, on one hand, you can say, like, okay, well, maybe the reason is because it was opportunistic, you know? Then on the other hand, you can say, well, maybe they were scared to speak out, but now this provided them what they feel like is an opportunity to share their story because they thought they would get just on if they spoke out publicly. Because a lot of people who do speak out publicly, when they are telling the truth, the fan base of a large YouTuber will just destroy them. Just based on the fact that they like that YouTuber, they like their content, they have nostalgia, parasocial relationship. They won't even acknowledge the facts. So sometimes that is what happens, so, you know. But right now, it just could go either way. I assume Twomad's going to respond. He's talking about making some kind of video response. There's a little bit of a note of levity to end this on. Jet tweeted out saying, hashtag Twomad want to come on Fish Tank Season 2. And Twomad said no. So there you go. Guess he's not going on. Is Willie Mac Show still in chat? I want to give him a call and see what he thinks about this. Get a little debate going, because I know he's been tweeting about it a lot, and I want to know like what his kind of take is. But he might not even be on. He's not answering. It's over, guys. We f***ing lost. Lol, how is Buddy going to post this shit the same day? Never saw to nobody in my life. I'm not going to stop crazy from lying on YouTuber guy. This shit looks really, really bad, but the truth is I'm not that person anymore. It feels like forever ago. I tried reaching out to apologize already, but no response, so moved on with my life. Okay, Willie says this, but Twomad could be talking about the fact that he was just spamming him in the DMs rather than confessing to some kind of assault or weird situation, you know what I mean? So it kind of could go, once again, it just could go either way.